Hello, welcome to my little corner of the crafting world. Today I'm going to do a Temu dies, small dies. I've gotten a haul recently with a bunch of them in there and then a couple extras that I had from before. So I cut them out, so we'll look at them. Before I start on those, I want to talk about one that I did last week or last video. It was this one. This was in my last haul or the haul before that. And when I talked to you about it, I said that I had trouble releasing it from the die. It cut fine, but it didn't want to come out. So I went and tried some white paper, and I still had the same problem. And then I remembered years ago seeing somebody where they said if you take a dryer sheet, so I took a dryer sheet and I rubbed it all over, and that's what did it. The next time I cut, it released really easy. So if you have some trouble with your dies releasing, not cutting, that wouldn't help with the cutting, but it would help with getting them to come out of there, especially with all these intricate little holes and stuff. That's really what catches it up. So use a dryer sheet. I mean, I really rubbed it on there for about a minute, got in all the cracks and everything, and it released great. So there's a tip. And then I have a big die cutting machine for about, I don't know, 7-8 years, and it doesn't work real great on intricate stuff anymore. It has a lot of places where it won't cut out and things like that, so I don't really use it for that. I have used it for big things that just cut around the edge or something and it's solid in the middle. It'll cut those, but not like something like this. It wouldn't cut it. So I saw that people were using these metal plates and that maybe that would help the die cutting machine. So I bought one on Temu to use, and it's a bit of a fail. Well, it's not a bit. It is a fail for me because it's not working. Now that doesn't mean it won't work for you, but it didn't end up working for me because it didn't end up helping to cut. It actually, I don't know if you can see, it actually cut into the metal. So in the places where my die cutting machine is probably warped some, or the plates are warped some, I think it's actually the rollers that are warped, but whatever. This just went along with it. It was too bendy, and it didn't really help. I was excited to think, oh, I'll cut the big dies now and with the little pieces, but it's not really going to work. Well, while I was looking for all that, though, guys, so the Temu ones, and I looked them all up, they all seemed about the same, and this is kind of bendable. It didn't work for me. Doesn't mean you shouldn't try it. It's not they're not very expensive there, so you might try it. You never know. But while I was looking all that up, I did notice some people saying that they got some chrome ones that work. So, and Temu doesn't seem to be selling chrome ones because I went back and looked real carefully. So I was going to look into that and see if I could find a chrome one or how much it was. Maybe those are sturdier and they don't bend. In fact, the reviews that I was reading, they were saying that the dies don't cut into the metal plate like they did on this one. So maybe that's something that we can look into if you're having trouble with your bigger die cutting machines, die cutting everything. So I stay with the little machine right now. I just got it like a month ago. And I got it specifically so I could cut out some more intricate dies, and I can't have a die that's much more than 3.5 inches, so I've just been buying the small dies on Temu and having a ball because I usually don't get these intricate things. I usually get things that won't cut out that intricately, so it's kind of fun to have some stuff like that. So, but first I want to talk about this other one. I got some flowers in a multiple die, and I'll just show you what I cut out. And it can be kind of hard. They got so many different flowers. I was looking for some that where the leaves bend up more. It like cuts down into here so that the leaf will bend up more. And these work. These work for that. And while I was putting them together, I was using some glitter glue trying to stick this one on top of that one, and it didn't stick. But it made this really cool center, which almost looks like the center of a flower. So if you guys got some glitter glue, like I got some at the silver glitter glue at the dollar store, you can use it for the center of your flowers. And then I just inked these with some pink distress ink, and this one's some lavender distress ink. And then I used some gems that I got off of Temu to put in the middle. And I think those are going to be okay. Sometimes it's hard to make these paper flowers and make them look good. And I kind of like this little one. I kind of wish that they'd make one where they had like 5 of this bottom one. So you just cut out 5 of them and have them instead of have to keep cutting and cutting to get that one. But besides that, I'm happy with this little die set. I think it's going to be useful. And I'll show you, I did it in gold too. Metallic. So that's kind of pretty. I put all 3 of them on that one. It doesn't bend up as well, but I don't know if you guys ever watched card making stuff, like in Great Britain and stuff. They have the best people that have these sell card supplies, like Chloe's and Hunky Dory, and I can't even think of all the names of them. Kanban. Anyways, Chloe's especially makes the most beautiful flowers, and I've always been looking for ways to remake her kind of flowers here in the U.S., and that's why I look for this kind of die. I'm hoping that would kind of, and it does really, it does kind of look like it, but she also stamps it on the outside, just on the outside edges, and embosses it. Anyways, they make really good stuff. Wish we could get some more of their stuff from Britain here, because they do actually have some really great stuff. So there's that one. And then last haul, or maybe one of my first hauls, I got this, and I don't think I showed you guys how I cut it out. So I cut one out so that you can see, and here, just a second. Well, here, let's put it on this. Did it in gold. So that's kind of cool. That's kind of vintagey and stuff like that. When I cut it out in just white cardstock, it was pretty flimsy, so you might want to consider doing it in a heavier cardstock. So I did that one. And then you guys already saw this one. It comes in, it's 4 different pieces here. I didn't take it apart yet. I just cut it like this. And if you would take it apart, you'd probably get a solid background. But I just cut it like that for right now. But if you wanted a solid background to put behind there and make it in a different color, I think this one's going to be really useful. I think this is going to be really pretty on the front of a card. And if you took it apart, you'd probably get the circle that would be solid, and you could put it behind this. I think this is actually going to be kind of useful too. And these are all small dies that'll fit in your, 3.5-inch mini die cutting machines. So, and then I saw these, and I couldn't decide which one I wanted, so I went ahead and got both of them. And they're silhouettes, and I'm sure if you took them out, it would cut a background. But I just cut them. Let's see. Where are they? I want to see which one is this one. This one here. And yes, and it's upside down. That's why I can't tell which one it is. So this is it cut out in silver metallic. And there she is in the middle. And you could use her around all kinds of stuff. But I really like the outside. It's kind of interesting because there's a lot of cuts in here, but they don't cut out. So I'm not quite sure what all the movement is about. Like that one is half cut up that way and half cut up that way, but it doesn't come out. So I'm not quite sure why they do that. Maybe they think it gives it a little movement or something, but it looks kind of cool, so we'll go with it. And then this one here cuts out like this. Like that. And that one's another one where, see, that's all cut on the edge there, but it doesn't come out. So I guess it just gives it some movement. But it's kind of a pretty, you could even do it this way. This way for things. You could cut it in half and use half and half on things. So these frame dies are quite useful. These are pretty, I like them. I like that they're small, they cut out all great and everything. And then I got a kind of a background die, and I didn't take it apart, and if I took it apart we'd probably have some more solid pieces in the background. And it's got some design on the edge that in the picture I thought looked really cool, that would look cool on a card. And here's how it cut out. And those little dots, you got to poke every one out, but it's worth it in the end. And I already used the big one in a card while I'm working on it. I'll show you. Let me get it here. I'm working on this one. I don't have it all together. I'm trying to decide how to do it. But I have that glued down. So that's going to be the center of my card, and I'm going to put it on this black background, and then I'm going to put that on something else and mat it again. And I'm trying to decide if I want to put this happy birthday in there, and if I want to add it. And so that's Temu, the background dots are Temu, those little dots are Temu. In fact, everything on here is Temu except for this piece here. And I'm trying to decide if I want to keep adding the butterflies. So I'm working on this happy birthday card. I was thinking about leaving it here and then having it raised up like that. Anyways, you can see how the background die works, what it looks like on an actual card. And then I'm working on Christmas, and I'm going to do a couple more Christmas videos with Temu stuff. And I wanted a Christmas tree, and so I kept looking at them, and I don't know, this and that and the other I didn't like about them, so I got this one. I'm not sure I'd even know that was going to be like that. I think I thought one was going to go behind the other or something like that, but what they ended up being like is this. 3 different kinds of trees. And that's kind of cool. I think that's kind of useful. So I really like this one. So we'll see what we can do with that. You know what I was thinking of doing? Well, I won't give it away too much. I was thinking of taking a hole punch, you know, the one single hole punch, and punching out some of this metallic gold and then putting it on the trees as ornaments. So we'll see if that works out or not. But that is my dies for today, the small dies that I got in a haul, maybe 2 hauls, and I wanted to show you guys how they would cut out. They all cut out real good. None of them gave me any problems, none of the edges or anything, so that's amazing for the price. This one was very intricate, and usually I would have a bunch of trouble. All of those pieces came out real easy. So on all these pieces came out real easy too. So hopefully that helps you guys decide if you're interested in any of these dies or not. If you see one that you like, you can and if you can't find it, or you want me to get the link of any one of these things, I'm more than happy to go get it. I just didn't want to go get 10 of them and stick it down there unless you guys are really interested in getting them. But I would go get the link if they're still available and give it to you. Just ask me in the comments. So I hope you're having a great crafting day. Thank you so much for stopping by, and you guys take care.